Hey all of you, welcome back once again. So in the last video we had work on the author page. If you haven't watched that, I'll link in the I button or the description so you guys can follow that. In this video we're going to work on the activity section in the activity page, where we're going to show all the activities which are happening in our marketplace. So here I'm into the activity page, and now we have to do a couple of things. So we have to quickly import the necessary state. So we need use state, use effect, use state. Then we have to do the internal import. So I can simply do the internal import, and here I have to import the component. So we need the activity component, and that's coming from the activity page. So it's gonna say from slash page components, and from there we are getting this activity page. Now we have to import the headers and footers, and that's coming for the component. So we'll say page component slash components, and we have to import the footer and the copyright as well. So we have all of these components. Now we have to import the state. So we'll say use state context. Once we have the context, we can come up here and we can take a couple of state variable, and we'll say use state. And here we have to take the loading state. Initially will be false, will come down, and we'll take another one, and this will call the properties. It will be an array. Then we'll take another use state, and this will call the total review. We'll take another one, and here we're going to import all the state functions. So we'll come up here and we'll say address, contract. We have to import the get properties data, and we have to import the total review functions, and we have to import the get highest rated product. So all of this we are importing from the our use context. Now we can come up here, and now we have to build the function to get the data. So come up here, we have already built the function previously, so we're going to simply copy and paste. So come here in the index page, and this is what we need. Simply grab this piece of code, and you can see that we are repeating this function over and over again. So the best way to handle this kind of situation, you can create a utility function, and all you have to do is to pass the data into that utility functions, and it will return you the array, and that's what you can simply save it. So this is the one and easiest way which you can add as a utility function, which saves your life when it's come to repeating code. So I will go with a simpler approach, but I want to leave it on you guys. And now we have to make the changes. Let's simply call the function here. So we have this one. Now we have to set this set properties. We are setting the data, and we have the property. Now we have to take the other two data. So we'll take this const review length, and we'll say await. We have to take this functions. This will give us the review length. Now we have to take the highest. Then we have to set that one review length. So we are setting up it. Looks pretty good. Now we can simply come here, and we are calling the function. So let's come back here in the activity and reload the browser. That's how it will look. Simply do the inspect element and check whether we have the data or not. Yes, we have the data. All of the data is working fine. So it means our fetch function is working fine. Now we can simply call this total review, and that's what we can check. We have the total review, and just a moment, and it's taking a little bit time. Yes, we have total review is 4. So all the data is working fine. Now we can start working on the JSX. We'll assign the class. We'll say template column 1, and we'll say nft body connect, and inside that we're going to import the header component. We'll import the activity component, and we have to send the properties. Then we have to send the props to total review, and we have to send the, let's say, this particular function. So this is the one we have highest rated product, and that's what we're going to simply send it. So we'll say popular, and then that we'll say template total, and we have to convert that into a number, and that will fix the issue. Here we have to take the footer and the copyright. If I save it, reload the browser, and here it can see I'm getting this error. Okay, my bad, I'm making some sort of mistakes. So I can assign this one, and that will fix the issue. Reload the browser, you can see we have all of this demo data, and now we have to actually feed the actual data. So it looks pretty fine. Let's come back to the activity one, and first thing we have to remove this one. So all activity, and this looks good. Simply close this one, close all of this hard-coded data, and it looks pretty good. What I can do is simply uncomment this. Okay, comment this all, but still I'm getting the error, so I leave it for a time being like it. Okay, because we have already uncomment something inside this div, so that's why we are getting this error message. So not a big deal. Come here, we'll take a dynamic block, and in that we're going to take the properties. So we have, let's receive the props. So we have this property, we have the total review, and we have the popular. So these are the three props we are receiving. Now let's come here, let's take a dynamic block. We'll say properties map element I and make it instant return, and in that we have to simply pass the entire component. So paste here. So this is what we have here. Now we're going to simply call it prop activity, call it, and we can simply come here. We have to change the images. So we have the image, we'll say activity dot image. That looks good. Now here we can change the title. We can say activity dot title, and we want to slice it down. We don't want to display the entire title, so we'll 25 characters, and we'll say this, and we have to simply replace this one to activity dot owner, and we have to display his address and simply slice it down to 25. Looks pretty good. We remove this one, and remove these icons. Now what you can do is, here we are, so simply increase this one because we want to display different numbers, and you can do the same thing here as well. So we'll say 3, and it will increase. Looks pretty good. That's wonderful. Now what we can do is simply close all of this, and we can remove this one. We don't need this one, hardcode data. Remove this one, save it. You can see everything was working fine. We have all of the images. Looks absolutely incredible. Okay, hope things are making sense to all of you guys. Now come here, provide this L, and this is the activities. Now we can start working on this filter section. So what we'll do here, we can remove this one, and here we're going to display the stats. We already have the data. We'll say analytic. We can display the total property. So we'll say total property. We'll say the property dot length. We have the length, and when we have to display the total number of users who have created their property, and that's what we have here. We'll say create, not this, remove this one, and then we have to display the review. We'll say total review, and this one is going to be creator's length. So come up here. What we'll do is, we don't have the creator, let's import that. So we have to import the link. We'll come here, let's do the internal import, and we have to import the utility function we have created. So we'll say get top creator, and it's coming from the utility utils folder, and we can come up here. Inside this, we're going to simply take that. So we'll say const creators, and that's coming from here, and in that we have to simply pass the entire property, and that will give us the length of the creator, and that looks pretty good. Okay, wonderful. Now what we can do is, looks pretty good to me, and we can come here. Here we're going to display all the categories. So we'll say category, and here we have to display the name, housing. We'll display the rental. This will be the office. This is going to be, let's say, commercial, and this will be farmhouse, and we have to add one more, is going to be a country one. So country looks pretty good. You can simply redirect to the category page, but I'll just leave it on you guys because I've already shown you in the very first video when we redirect to the category page. So I will simply come up here and say popular property, and I already have the data. Simply remove all of this, and we'll take a anchor. Let's take a link, and that we have to some tab pass the data. So we'll say, let's say path name, and here we have to say details, and we have to send the query as well. So we'll say query, and here we have to pass the query. So we'll say property, and in that we have to pass the ID. the property ID. So we'll say popular. Looks pretty good to me. And in that we can say popular. And here we have all of the data. You can see if I reload the browser, okay, some of the data is displaying, some of not. So just a moment. If I click on this total property, why something's wrong in that? So okay, the spelling wrong. So property length, and save this. So maybe, okay, you can see we have fixed the issue. If I click on the popular property, it's saying undefined. Why? That's weird. And the popular is undefined. So what I can do is, we can do come here in the activity page, and here we have to simply look at the data what we have inside this property. Here we have the properties, all of the things we have here, and here I'm getting this error message. Okay, that's good. We are getting something at least. So remove this one and reload the browser. Still I have nothing in here. Still we are getting undefined, and no, not this one. So maybe some problem I have in the spelling. So what I can do is, so remove this one, come back to the context, and here we have this function. So we'll copy this one, get highest rated product, and that's what we have to simply import first. Yeah, spelling mistake I had. Simply so copy and pass here, and this will fix the issue. And now we can simply convert that into a number, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And here we have all of this data, and now the data is here, and here we can see if you click on that, you can redirect to the detail page, and you can able to fetch all the information. You can see looks pretty awesome to me. Close this one, close this one. So all the things are looking fine. And now what I want is, I want to remove this Next.js link tag, because our animation and our JavaScript is dependent on page load. So we have to allow this anchor, and we want to remove this. So let's rewrite this one. So I'll simply remove this tab. We'll take a template tutorial, and we have to simply build the query, the URL. So we'll take details, and we have to build the query. The query is the property, and here we have to pass the ID. And that looks pretty good. So popular, and that's wonderful. Now if you come here, you can see we have all of this. Click on this, you can see the browser is reloading, and here we have the data. And now the JavaScript is working fine. Pretty good. All of things are looking absolutely amazing to me. Now we can come up here, and we can redirect to the all properties, honor properties, and here we have the honor property. Now you can come back to the home page, come back in the activity page, and you can see the data is loading, and here we have the data. So things are looking pretty good. You can attach a link to the each one of this category, and this category will redirect to the collection page, but I don't want to do it. That's because that's the same old repetitive work. If I click on this, you can see here we are in the category, and that's the link you can attach and redirect here. And now we're going to work on the collection page. Here you can see we have the URL, this housing, and now we can start working on it. If I click on this housing, you can see we have this housing. So things are looking pretty good. Now we can come back here, close this one, close this pages, and now we can start working on the collection page. And that's the only thing I want to cover in this video. Hope you guys have understood that how we have work on the activity page, and now in the next video we're going to work on the collection page. So let's move for that.